In this section, I will walk you through the origin, insertion, and action of the muscles of adductor compartment. Let's start by talking about the adductor longus muscle. It is a triangular muscle, forming the medial part of the floor of the femoral triangle, an important landmark of lower limb. The muscle arises by a narrow, flat tendon from the front of the body of pubis. The insertion site of adductor longus is the linea aspera in the middle one-third of the shaft of the femur. It is inserted between the two other adductor muscles. Adductor longus is innervated by the anterior division of the obturator nerve. Just like its name suggests, it's an adductor muscle and is a powerful adductor of thigh at hip joint. It also acts as posture controller. The next muscle in the medial compartment of thigh is the adductor brevis muscle. This muscle lies behind pectineus and the adductor longus muscle, but here you can see it in alone on the left side. The fibers of this muscle originate from three sites on the hip bone: anterior surface of the body of pubis, outer surface of interior ramus of the pubis, and outer surface of ramus of ischium. The fibers of the adductor brevis are then inserted at the line extending from the lesser trochanter to upper part of linea aspera. This muscle is innervated by the anterior or posterior division of obturator nerve. The muscle brings about adduction and flexion of thigh at the hip joint. The third adductor muscle of the medial compartment of thigh is the adductor magnus. The adductor magnus muscle is a massive triangular muscle that extends over the entire medial side of the thigh. It is a composite muscle consisting of two parts, the adductor part and the hamstring part. It is also called a hybrid muscle because it is innervated by two nerves. The fibers of this muscle originate from the ischial tuberosity, ramus of ischium, and lower part of inferior ramus of the pubis. It is inserted at the gluteal tuberosity, linea aspera, and adductor tubercle of femur. The adductor magnus muscle is innervated by two nerves. Obturator nerve innervates the adductor part of the muscle, and sciatic nerve innervates the hamstring part of the muscle. The action of this muscle also differs with its parts. The adductor part, as the name suggests, adducts the thigh at hip joint. The hamstring part assists in extension of hip and flexion at the knee joint. Those were the three adductor muscles of the medial compartment of thigh. The next three muscles are the gracilis and pectineus. The obturator externus muscle is not a true muscle of the region of thigh. We have already discussed its origin and insertion in our video on the gluteal region in the lower limb. But here is a quick review. The muscle originates from the obturator foramen and inserts at the greater trochanter of the femur. It is innervated by the obturator nerve and performs lateral rotation at hip joint. Coming back to the other two muscles of the adductor compartment. Here you can see the gracilis muscle. It is a thin and superficial muscle of the medial compartment of the thigh. Its fibers originate from the pubis, more specifically the pubic symphysis and the pubic arch. It is inserted at the upper part of medial surface of superior shaft of tibia bone. It is the only muscle of the medial compartment that does not attach at femur. It is also innervated by the obturator nerve. It is responsible for flexion and medial rotation of thigh at hip joint. It also assists in the adduction of the thigh. The last muscle of the medial compartment of thigh is the pectineus muscle. Pectineus is a flat quadrilateral muscle. It forms part of the floor of the femoral triangle. The muscle originates from pectineal line of pubis and the fascia covering pectineus muscle. The insertion site of this muscle is the posterior surface of the femur on the rough line leading from the lesser trochanter to linea aspera. Just like the adductor magnus muscle, pectinis is also a hybrid muscle with dual innervation of nerves. It is innervated by the obturator nerve and the femoral nerve simultaneously. The muscle functions as both the adductor and flexor of thigh at hip joint. That is all about the muscle of the medial or adductor compartment of the thigh. You can use a mnemonic to remember the names of these muscles. 3 ducks pecking grass. Try and enunciate the word ducks. The 3 ducks here are for the 3 adductor muscles: adductor longus, adductor brevis, and adductor magnus. The word pecking is for the muscle pectinis. As for the word grass, it denotes the gracilis muscle. These 5 muscles are innervated by the obturator nerve. The adductor magnus and pectineus are composite muscle and get innervation from the sciatic and femoral nerve respectively. In the coming section, we will talk about the neurovascular supply of the medial compartment of thigh.
Watch our medical videos anytime and anywhere. Download sqadia.com app now.